Okay. Uh, I got started in the music business. I guess it started really like when I was young, just playing in like bands and stuff and just accumulating a lot of equipment. And I guess that was about like 14, 15. And it evolved into like recording and stuff. And I guess as far as like when I really got started with the professional aspect of it was when I lived in Brooklyn, which was about, well, at least 10 years ago. Started building recording and rehearsal studios there, really starting to work with bands, getting more involved with that, and starting to rent sound systems. That's where I really started to break my way into nightclubs. And, it's just really one thing led to another, and I think the main thing was just always being there and people wanting to work with you, which was the main thing, because if they really enjoyed working with you and you gave them a really good deal, and then they'd come back to you and they would refer you to other people. So it pretty much took a lot of time, but time really went quick, because when you're doing something you really enjoy, it goes really fast. What else was the question there?
That's good. That's pretty much answered.
I guess as far as the way I deal with my clients, and like as far as pricing and all, I try to give them the best deal as possible, where it's like they can afford it and still make money, and still where I can actually help them out. What I'll try to work out with like clubs is where if they need my services, I'll work out like a flat rate with them, say like if they needed stage equipment or something, it'd be like $100 a week. And usually if they needed something more, I'll throw in extra stuff. Same type of thing with PAs. It's around the 100, 150 a week. And then I'll just keep giving them more and more and more. So this way they'll just keep coming back to me, and they won't even really think of going anywhere else, because I'll just keep taking care of them. And I used to work with bands a lot as far as renting them equipment, but it's gotten to the point where mostly all the clubs have stage equipment now, so it makes it that much easier for bands. They just need to bring their guitars and stuff. But pretty much I have everything, so I try to always be there to help people, if they needed an amp, maybe like $20, and I'll bring it to the club and stuff. So it's just pretty much, if they go to other rental places, they'll want a song and a dance. So I just try to make it really where things can happen, because that's what I want to do, is make things happen as far as like people, like as far as for the clubs, as far as for bands and stuff. And I don't really have any overhead, so I keep the price really cheap, and that's what keeps people coming back. Well, some of the clubs I work for right now is like Webster Hall, The Bank, Spiral, Street Level, Bond Street, Rock Ridge Saloon, Lion's Den, Downbeat, Cafe Finjan, Kingdom Hall, and there's a couple in there. There's like, they keep popping up, and sometimes it's hard to keep track of clubs, because one will open and one will close, so it pretty much maintains the same balance with all the clubs. And I find one thing is to really takes a lot of patience dealing with the clubs and the club owners. It's usually like work with me and I'll work with you, but it's mostly working with them. Trying to give them the most for the least. I think that's what everybody wants, is the most they can get for the least amount of money. And I guess that's one of the keys why I've been so successful, is really just giving them what they want. And it makes me happy just to really be able to be in a lot of different clubs, because it's not really kind of like putting all your eggs in one basket there, you know. So it enables me to really kind of serve them much better. Like if something goes wrong with a piece of equipment, I could go to another club right down the block and, you know, have like some extra pieces there and just kind of work it out where every club helps each other without them really knowing it. But you know, I guess like I'm like a common element in most of the clubs. And I guess one thing that I try to keep conscious of is how the club is doing, which will, you know, really, I mean, if they pay me every week, then they're doing good. But sometimes they run into little slumps, and that's where I got to work with them. But it's really just a matter of knowing what's a slump and what's really something that's going down. You know, because there have been some situations where they've gone bankrupt and haven't let me know, which isn't really the right thing, but it's something that in this business you have to really kind of deal with. So it has its ups and downs, but it's mostly been pretty consistent as far as with what I do and all. I guess you could say I'm kind of on the outside looking in, really observing everything that goes on in the club scene and pretty much the whole, like, just the circuit, the rock circuit in Manhattan, as far as like who's making things happen, what's happening, and you know, I find it's like just pretty much like a certain little clique of people, you know, certain promoters who've been doing it in a while, so they pretty much know all the ins and outs. But it's like anything, if you do the right thing, then, you know, you'll get more good things to come into you. But if you do the wrong thing, then, you know, there's only so many bridges you can actually burn down. So as far as like knowing what's going on, I'm pretty much just always in the scene observing who's doing well and who's not doing well. And I just try to keep a good rapport with everyone, even though there are tense situations that occur where people kind of lose their heads. And I've just really learned to just keep calm and control in like all situations, because otherwise, you know, if I lose control of things, then everything is just going to be like out of control. So there are hot moments where it's like things are like almost not happening, but you know, as long as you keep cool and calm with things, you just got to make them happen. And I've noticed there's just through the years certain promoters who have been like consistent, and it's not easy being a promoter. I was a promoter for I think a year or two, and it was a lot of work. A lot of work. Pretty much you get all the headaches, everything. So it's like I know it's not easy to be a promoter, but it's something that's really a part of you, and you have to really want to make it happen. It's like anything you do. If you're really into it, you'll just take the good and the bad with it. But I'm really happy to be in the position that I'm at and really just try to help things come together, you know, no matter what might go on. Just trying to be there to help out.
From the top.
Okay. All right. I've always tried to help people out, you know. If like there were like benefits going on, I'd donate equipment and really just try to be there to really bring more people together, to really see what it is to give. You know, a lot of people don't really see the satisfaction in giving and trying to help out others. And I guess this is a part of me that's always been there, and I guess recently it's just really kind of been coming out more and more. I have a friend that we both kind of played, nursing homes. We got like a little duo. We plays trombone, I play banjo, and it really just to go and just play music that really brings joy to people. It brings so much joy to us, and I'd say like in the past about a year and a half ago, started really just evaluating my life, because like being in the club scene and all, you kind of get it's kind of like it can lead to like an empty existence. It's like just like a whirlpool sucking you down. So I started really just evaluating what life is about, and started really searching, and that's where I really started reading the Bible a bit, and then I started really praying more, and that's where I got involved with the church I'm in with right now. It's a great church. They just follow the Bible, and they got like a performing arts ministry, which was like, wow, what more could I ask for? It's like actors and musicians and all, and we just follow the Bible, and it really just opens your eyes up to what's going on, and it gives you a much better life, just knowing that God is real, and to really just see what the truth is, because a lot of times we just go on our lives not really getting anywhere and not really thinking that God is out there. But as soon as you start putting the pieces together, then you become a lot happier with yourself, so it's totally changed my life, and it actually I try to take advantage of it where I'm in so many clubs and I know so many people, and I'm just trying to invite them to church, because a lot of times we think of church as something totally different than what it should be or what the Bible is and all. So I'm just really, it's kind of like another purpose that I have, which was really the only purpose that was meant for me, is to really just try to just wake people up and to really see what the truth is, why we're actually here. It's not to get as many things as you can, because you're not going to be happy that way. So try not to push anything on people, but it's got to be like on your, you have to want it, and that's what led me to it. So I was really looking for something, because I pretty much was empty inside. So it's only the beginning, and I'm going to just keep kind of like preaching the word to people. I think what happens to a lot of people and a lot of bands and all, they'll kind of have certain expectations of where they're going and what they're going to do. I think we all kind of like think like we're all going to be like on the top of the mountain there, gold albums, platinum albums, and all this. But I think really, if you get into music, it has to be because you really, really love it. You really just love, making music, writing it, and I think it's so easy to let yourself get burnt out, especially like with the club scene, because there'll be people like every night I see in clubs, just drinking, drugs, and it's gonna take a toll on you, I mean, I could recall like some people, it's like if you don't see them in a year, they look like they've aged like 10 years, and it's just because of not taking care of yourself and all. So I think it's like, I know like just personally from my own experience, like music is so much a part of me that if I'm not doing it, I'm like, part of me is missing. So I think just being able to play music, to just being able to play an instrument brings so much satisfaction to myself. And you look, it's like it's not easy being in the music industry, so it takes a lot of time. So you don't want to burn yourself out, because it's kind of like burning a candle at both ends, you know. Maybe it wasn't your time yet, but if you kind of just took care of yourself, you'd still be ready for when it is your time. I think a lot of times bands will kind of be premature in what their expectations are. It's like they get a contract, they think, okay, this is it, but maybe it wasn't it. Maybe it was like they had to go through certain things in order for them to really get refined and really be where they should be, because a lot of times it'll take like some mistakes in here for you to learn from to really make things better, that much better. So I think a lot of things is to really just take care of yourself and just be persistent in what you do, because if you're persistent, you're not going to stop until you get where you actually want to be. But it's a matter of just keeping yourself motivated. So I mean, I got my goals and my dreams, and it's taken me so long just to get to this point where I haven't even begun with like my music career. So it's a matter of really being patient and not giving up hope. So keep going.